next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, I am taking center stage with one of my amazing contributing writers. She has some awesome stuff going on out there, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her on in. Good morning, Miss Lady Cleopatra. How are you this morning?
Good morning, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course, of course. I have been so excited for this. And oh my goodness, just share with our audience who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so my name is Lady Cleopatra Davidson. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I currently live in the high desert. And I have multiple businesses, but the one I want to focus on today is Celebration. As a spiritual life coach, my whole mission is to help others celebrate themselves every day. The big wins, the small wins, the good times, the bad times. And it just helps go through life easier, more fluid, being positive.
Yes, I love that. Focus on all of everything, all the good. I mean, because there's good in everything, and they're in. Whenever somebody tells me, whenever I ask them, hey, what's your win for the day? And they'll tell me, I don't have one. We always have a win because
Yes,
our win for the day is always waking up, right? Having that
yes,
breath, having that air in our lungs, having the ability to sit down and, talk to each other like we're doing today.
mhm,
I mean, those are
yes.
definitely all wins. So I love what you do with your business. So I know that you're going to be hosting some free face-to-face challenges with spiritual mindset, a workshop. That's going to be every Monday, correct, at 10:30 a.m.?
Yes, for the month of September, God placed on my heart. I actually had some issues of dealing with challenges, day-to-day challenges, and I got this download on how to approach it. And I thought, if this will help me, this will help others, because we don't realize what our talents are, and we push through things, and we think other people know how, and sometimes they don't. And so it's good to be, that guide, and that positive example. So I'm just thankful to share what I have.
I love that. I love that.
Oh,
So
and I forgot to plug in that I am a contributing writer for Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. It is a dream come true. I've always loved writing. I've always wanted to be a contributing writer. So to find not only your dream, but the right platform, the right people that have, similar and the same values and inspiration, it's just been a life-changing experience.
oh, thank you for that. And we definitely love having you, and we definitely love celebrating the various businesses that you do as a serial entrepreneur. That
Yes.
being said, you have your hands in so many different things. You're a mom, you're a daughter, what does self-care look like for Lady Cleopatra?
You know what, for me, because I used to have an issue with saying no, I would feel so guilty, but I never asked myself, if this makes you feel uncomfortable, then the answer should be no with confidence. Doesn't matter how the other person feels. If it makes you uncomfortable, you need to say no. So having boundaries, you have to have boundaries with your children. You have to
Yeah.
have boundaries with your family, and you have to have boundaries with yourself. Self control and self discipline are very valuable and they're like spiritual treasures. Those are things you cannot buy. Only thing you can do to gain them is to do it and on a consistent basis. And then when you mess up, you have to give yourself grace. So that's part of self care too. Because I used to beat myself up and tear myself down and pick myself apart. And you cannot do that. You have to be your biggest cheerleader.
You really do. I mean, you really do. And you have to be that driving force, right? And boundaries are definitely everything because you can get caught up doing everything for everybody.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, you're now sick because
Mhm.
internally you're not really doing what is passionate for you. You're doing these things for other people and it's really
Mhm.
stressing you out. And what is
Mhm.
stress? It's, it's your body being in dis-ease and that can cause
Mhm.
disease and things like that.
Mhm.
So, it's very, 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 very vital to
Yes.
have those boundaries. So I'm so glad that that you're doing that, that you're setting those
Mhm.
boundaries and you're teaching, also your daughter, to be able to set
Yes.
those boundaries as well. So I celebrate you. So we're gonna go ahead
Thank
and head
you.
to a quick commercial break,
Okay.
and we will be right back.
Okay. What the fuck did I just do?
Absolutely love, love, love the Muco commercial there. I tell you.
Yes.
It has me always dancing in my seat every time. So,
It's very
but
infectious. It makes you want to move.
doesn't it? You
Mhm.
get your guys in. So, we've talked a little bit about you writing your book
Yeah.
and journal about dating, specifically how to identify, and avoid those toxic partners and
Yes.
why focus on falling in love with you and recognizing what you love in life, is so important. So let's talk a little bit about that. How has that writing process been going? Like share a little bit about that.
So it's been a dream come true. I knew in high school that I wanted to write a book. And as you grow older, you don't know what you want to write about. There's so many things that's on your heart and your mind, especially when you're a writer and creative. And so it was hard pinpointing what I wanted to talk about. So it felt really good to finally hone in on the toxic relationship. So I'm also a toxic relationship and healing expert. And I want to help people heal. And I'm realizing that if you are stuck in a toxic relationship, it's because you're in a toxic relationship with yourself. Who you date
Mm.
is a reflection of how you treat yourself. So if you don't like the way your partner is treating you, then you have to treat you better. But that means you have to separate from that person. That means,
Mm.
like, I'm the type of person, I'll change my address, my phone number. I I know what it takes to you know, to change your life in a better direction. And a lot of people aren't even willing to change their phone number. Oh, I've had that number for 15 years. Okay, but how many people you cut off or need to cut off that can still have access to you? Don't allow access. So, having toxic relationships with yourself and with others is what makes life harder. There's always going to be challenges, but it makes life harder. So, when you focus on yourself and finding out how to love yourself, through the good, through the bad, and encourage yourself, then life starts to bring you things that are more positive because you're being more positive to yourself. And
Mm.
even like a lot of people, especially women, we can be so focused on a spouse and kids, and those are great things, right? Because everyone doesn't get to experience those things. But a lot of women feel incomplete after getting the spouse and getting the children because they weren't able to focus on them or they didn't know to focus on them. So if you focus on you first and have fun and write down all your ideas, your dreams, and your goals and accomplish, if not all of them, most of them, before inviting someone into your life, you have a better idea of who you are, what you like, what you don't like. And then we treat people how to treat us based on what we are willing to accept. So you thinking you being a ride or die for your boo and you really just dying inside, it's not worth it. Ride and
Right.
die for you first and
Mhm.
then see with those boundaries who you're able to let in based on how they treat you.
Wow. Wow. That is so powerful, Lady Cleopatra.
Thank
Just,
you.
being able to love yourself first.
Yes.
And
Falling in love with yourself because that's different, right?
yeah,
Like, oh, I love myself. You might, but are you in love with yourself?
right, right. Do you walk past that mirror, every day and like, hey, sexy,
Hey.
how you doing, boo? How you doing today?
Yes, it's giving me chills. Like that's important and it raises your vibration. So if
Yeah,
someone else tells you you're attractive, you don't think, oh, is that my man? No,
right,
that's someone giving
right.
you a compliment and just confirming something you already know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look,
Hmm.
say thank you, take the compliment, be grateful, and keep on pushing, right? It's not
Don't
till next
don't date
Wednesday.
them. Exactly. Hmm.
Oh, goodness. So, as the goddess of true self love, you're
Yes.
also working on a self love tea party workshop to help
Yes.
others foster self love by guiding them on how to fall in love with them. So, share a little bit
Hmm.
about that. And
Yes. So, society has a way of desensitizing our spirituality. And spirituality is just finding out what divine love is, right? Because we all have different love languages, and a lot of our love is toxic because we got it from our parents who got it from their parents. And we have this generational curse of it not being a pure intentional love, right? So, it's just so important to say, okay, this is what I don't love about myself. This is what I do love about myself. And then pour love into the things you don't like. Either
yeah,
change those things or just embrace them. There's certain things that you can't change or you're not supposed to change or you shouldn't change. And you embrace them. You put your head held high. And I'm learning that we are more than our accomplishments.
right.
Just existing is a reason to fall in love with yourself. I never celebrated life. I never celebrated myself. And I know a lot of people was like me where you don't celebrate being alive. You wake up and you're upset. Like why am I up? I don't want this to be. And that is a very difficult and hard place to be in. And to get out of that is not easy. So the positive affirmations, being around other positive people. I was so against social media, but when you find like minded people who can pour into you when you can't pour into yourself, it's so important. And I said this before, don't do life alone.
Yeah,
When you seclude yourself and you withdraw from humanity, it takes away from your spark, your imagination, and just we need that collaboration to
mhm.
elevate. Because I have something to learn from you, you have something to learn from me, and we can't get to that next level without each other.
Right, right, absolutely. And see, that's why I think that the Girl Powerhouse Network, that I created, as well as the Mupo Entertainment platform, Own It. The platforms are very good because each individual has their own talent, skill, and ability that they are so gifted at.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have, those people that also have that drive, to succeed and to share their knowledge, it's really amazing, where that
Mm-hmm.
can take you. And I've been observing you, of course, in your journey in the last year or so. And it's just really awesome to watch you rise and step into, that power and purpose and really,
Mm-hmm.
you
Thank
know,
you.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you because you're definitely making your mark out there, and just continue to shine bright, because even, when you get out there, I see you, and you smile. You don't let the life's woes get you down, and when you do that, when you still have that smile, when you still have that light, that's a light for somebody else,
Mhm.
because there's
Mhm.
always that other person that's just out there,
Mhm.
and they're walking, and then they look over at you, and you just have that smile, and that lights them up. That is the
Yeah.
one thing that they needed to help them to just push through the day.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mm, that's awesome.
What are some of the other things that you do to just really keep yourself, motivated and inspired, just to keep on pushing through?
Oh, that's a great question. So, my spiritual coaching, what sets me apart from other coaches, is that I have it infused with angelic guidance. So, numerology is a way for our angels to speak to us. So, for example, I will, whatever time I wake up in the morning, I will look up that number and I would do angel number and whatever that time is. If I purchase something and I have, that receipt total or like gas, and they are personalized messages just for you. It is the most amazing and awesome way to connect with the spirit realm. And it's been so positive. I used to be sarcastic, condescending. Just very negative. I just thought, life is negative, everything is negative. So I had a more negative experience. And the angel numbers are like, okay, that's a fact that life can get negative. But if you stop and you take a step back and now look for gratitude, right? Like, for example, your legs are working. You don't think to have gratitude until they stop working. Then you're
Right.
like, oh, I missed that. Like, let's not wait until things stop working or till we lose things to have gratitude. So as soon as something goes wrong, what am I grateful for?
Right.
What am I appreciating in my life? How am I appreciating myself? And those things are so powerful.
I think gratitude is everything. Most
Hmm.
definitely. Most definitely. So we're going to go ahead and cut to another quick commercial, and we will be right back with Lady Cleopatra. And we are back with Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine with our contributing writer, Lady Cleopatra, and we are taking center stage on the Own It publishing platform. So you have so much just amazing stuff going on right now,
Thank
Lady
you.
Cleopatra. I'm telling you. So you mentioned angel numbers and finding those messages, and that really
Hmm.
does definitely resonate with me, because I am always seeing 1111 or 111
Mm.
11, and I know that's a very special number, when you
Hmm.
read into those different numbers. Um,
Hmm.
the times when the planets are aligned, things like that. There's
Hmm.
so much knowledge out there that we can learn. And now I want to touch on the collaboration that you are doing.
Hmm.
I absolutely love, love, love seeing my
Hmm.
sisters out there doing the doggone thing together, tapping into each other's, talents, as I said, talents
Hmm.
that we have, right? So you are going to be doing a workshop with Megan Marie, a mental health coach, And
Mhm.
that is going to be sharing some information on angel numbers, affirmations, and hand yoga and things like that. So
Mhm.
share a little bit about that for me and the audience, please.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. Collaborating with other coaches is very valuable. And so, yes, we're taking our talents and we are putting them together to just help let people know fear is okay. You write it down, you identify it, but you do it anyway. And that's the biggest thing. And what I love about what Coach Megan Marie does with the hand yoga, it's just another way to set an intention of I am open. I'm open to learning. I'm open to healing. I'm open to doing things in a different way. And when you
Mhm.
open yourself up to that, God, your angels, your spirit team, they collaborate with you. Because the thing is, when we're negative, our vibration is too low. And our angels can't help us unless we're vibrating high enough to meet with them. So we have to keep that positivity going. We have to be a little like weird about the positivity. As soon as something bad happens, that's okay. Gonna work out. And it may feel corny, but it helps. It's a lot better than saying, oh great, now what next is gonna go wrong? And like those movies, something usually goes wrong. What you say is magic. What we
Right.
say we will experience. So acknowledge the fear, acknowledge the challenges, but have tools like the hand yoga and the affirmations and the angel numbers. We have to be kind of like strapped up with positivity in different ways to stay strong. It's not easy. And
Exactly.
that's why you can't do life alone, because when you don't have that strength, you want to be able to pull from other people who can lift you up. So I'm just so thankful. I'm learning with contributing with Megan. So I can't wait. And the workshop is $10
Okay.
and it's very, very valuable information. It's going to be September 18th, and I'm just so excited. And we're creating the workshop now. We actually have another meeting Friday to just like put everything together and time it. But it's going to be great information, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome, awesome. So September 18th. So
Hmm.
you guys will have a flyer and everything together, and hopefully
Yes,
we'll have you posting in the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine
yes.
group as well. So
Hmm.
everybody can see that. And you already know whenever I get things, I love to share it as well.
You
So if
do,
you
and you're
connect
so good
with
at
me,
it.
you're definitely gonna know about it. So hey, you guys,
Yes.
look, sharing is caring. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you can share the just the tools, the tips and things that you have to keep this on your face 98% of the time, that's very valuable information. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like you just said, being positive can be hard. It can be a tough
Mhm.
situation just
Mhm.
because it depends on the person's situation. They could be sick, things like that. And,
Mhm.
maybe it's broken bones. I mean, like the same thing that I just went through with, having a pinch, back. I mean, I have a pinched
Mhm.
spinal cord, but you wouldn't know it,
Right.
you know, because of the way that
Right.
I carry myself. Now,
Mhm.
my trainer, my physical therapist, yes, he knows or she knows when they're working with me because of course I'm damn near cussing them out. But at the end, I am so positive about it. And even during the whole thing, it's like, you know what? I'm able to do more this time. It's even better. My body's getting better.
Right.
So, what are some of your favorite affirmations that you use, just throughout your day?
So my biggest thing right now is abundance. And in order to bring abundance to you, you have to have an open mind, an open heart, and whatever you feel like you're lacking, you have to give that, right? So even if you don't feel like you have enough, you can give information, you can share your time, your energy. So one positive affirmation that I do is just saying that I love myself. I'm in love with myself. I am a conqueror. I can handle any challenge. Um, Whenever I may feel like the money is not coming in, I say, I am abundant. I am a billionaire. I am successful. And it really does help train your brain to say, okay, you may not see it now, but the more you speak life into a situation, the better that it gets.
Yeah, yes. And then writing it down as well.
Oh
Writing
my
down these
goodness. And
affirmations.
visualizing.
Yes.
And I'm still working on that. I've like it's like my third eye is a little closed and it's hard to visualize, especially when you haven't had something. It could be
Mhm.
hard to visualize it. So visualizing it, saying it, writing it down, and doing that every day until what you want is in your life.
Yes, yes. Now I did hear I'm trying to think of what book it was. It was in one of the books about manifestation and things, and the woman was right. She wrote about going into homes. She would go
Mm,
into, this one particular home that was part of the community that she wanted to live in. And every time she would go and visit there, she would envision herself and all of her things in the home and,
mm,
all of those things. And then she started writing the address with her name on it.
mm.
And she wound up manifesting that home for herself some years later. But it
Yes.
was, after it was owned by someone else but it came to her and it was like,
Yes.
oh,
And
so
we
to
can do
say,
that in every area of our like we hold the power of visualizing it, saying it and writing it down and bringing it to ourselves. And we do the same thing with negativity. We say it all day, we think it all day, we write it all day and we don't realize it. So I love that story because it's just confirmation. It's not she's special. We all have this magic
everybody,
inside of us. We just
yeah,
have to tap into it and we can't give up. That's the biggest
absolutely.
thing. You may take a break, which is normal, fine. That's part of self love too and self care. Knowing when to take a break, but just never giving up.
Yes, never give
Mhm.
up. And I think we learn in where she and I are both part of a class with Mupo, with Michelle Mupo, and she's a mentoring coach of ours, and it's called Make It Happen. And Make
Yes.
It Happen is all about manifesting the things in your life that you want. And
Mhm.
we're taught to don't think, just do, and
Mhm.
it's to, write it down, be plain about it, put it out in the universe. And now don't think, just do the things that you have to do to get to that place, regardless of how nervous it makes you feel or things like that. Because I've said before in other interviews and even
Mhm.
in in meetings that fear and excitement are the same feeling. You get
Mhm.
those butterflies, you get the
Mhm.
lump in your throat, your hair and your arms start standing up. You feel, it. That's how I feel when I get excited too. And I'm excited,
Mhm.
I'm over the top with things. I'm just like, and it's the
Mhm.
same thing with me. If something was behind me big and I felt that, I would feel those same the same exact feeling. So it's really just taking those feelings and just saying, no, I'm excited. I'm not scared. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes, I
Yeah.
actually took a workshop with another. She's a love coach, and she said, "Turn fear into a positive word." And I really like that.
Yeah.
Something like fear motivates me. Um, Fear is a blessing. Fear
Yeah.
is excitement. Like find a positive way of a positive connotation to something that you attached to negativity, and that also will help you reframe your mind.
Yes, absolutely. So look, we get on here and the time goes so dark
I
fast.
know.
But please share some words of wisdom, words of encouragement that our audience can take and move forward into their lives.
Yeah, so this life is about how can you serve humanity? But you want to serve humanity without harming yourself. So having those boundaries in place and knowing how can I help myself and help others. And the best way to help and serve humanity is through your talents and your skills. And if you don't think you have them, if you don't know what they are, write down a list of your hobbies. Write down a list of the things, your pastimes. Your pastime could be watching TV. Find a way to share what you love with the world. Do it with all your heart and all your soul, and the money will come to you. The opportunities will come to you. The people you need will come to you. And that's also how you fall in love with yourself, by
Yeah.
doing the things that you love and doing them with passion and purpose. When you're stuck in a relationship or a job that you don't like, that's your spirit guide telling you it's time to move on. You
Yeah.
thank the experience, you release it in love and light, and you move on to something that is better to your highest good. It doesn't mean that person or that job wasn't awesome, right? We're not putting anything down, but as you elevate, as you grow, sometimes you have to separate in order to ascend to the next level. So just being honest with yourself about that, and having fun. Oh my goodness, that is so important. Being silly and turning on music and doing a dance, even if it's the funky chicken, it doesn't matter. Just do something fun, and find ways to celebrate everything you do.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Lady Cleopatra, for joining us today.
Thank
Um,
you.
how can our audience get in touch with you if they want to connect, learn more about your workshops and how to work with you?
Yes, so I'm on IG, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok. But my email is today.celebrateyou@gmail.com. So please email me. I am here to serve humanity by sending just love and encouragement. And one thing that I'm blessed about, I have a different way of viewing things. So I'm here to just help you see life in a different way so you can elevate to your highest good.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. You make me elevate just being your friend.
Oh.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us
Yes, thank
today for this Contributing Writer Spotlight with Lady Cleopatra Davidson. She is just absolutely amazing.
you.
She is your guide to that spiritual health that
Yeah.
you may be looking for. Maybe that's a void that you have right now, and you really just need to tap into, whatever that source is, God, whatever your source is.
Hmm.
And Lady Cleopatra can definitely help with that. So thank you again for joining us, and have a wonderful and amazing rest of your week. Awesome weekend, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Take it to the next level.